Breaking news! The Denver Broncos are entering Week 17 with a mix of optimism and urgency as the team's playoff hopes hinge on the final two games of the regular season. Currently sitting in 7th place in the AFC with a 9-6 record, Denver is just one win away from securing a spot in the postseason. I personally believe we'll make the playoffs. If you do too, hit that like button hard. I'll go even further. I believe we'll make it to the Super Bowl. Man, that's not just being optimistic. Sean Payton proved that our team is capable. If possible, write it like this. Go Payton. Go Knicks. Nothing's gonna stop us. We have what it takes to get there. However, the road ahead is far from straightforward, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The Broncos have no head-to-head tiebreakers against the Steelers, Ravens, or Chargers, making their path to the number 6 seed out of reach. That sets them up for a potential matchup against the Buffalo Bills if they can clinch a playoff spot. It's a daunting prospect, but first, they need to take care of business this Saturday against the Cincinnati Bengals. There's some good news on the injury front that could change the game. Riley Moss, who has missed the past 4 games with an injury suffered in Week 11 against the Raiders, is expected to return. Coach Sean Payton expressed optimism about Moss's status, calling him a significant boost for a defense facing one of its biggest challenges of the season. The Bengals offense, led by quarterback Joe Burrow and star receivers Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, features a dangerous combination of talent and explosiveness. With Moss back in the lineup, Denver will have additional depth to counter Cincinnati's weapons, especially in the secondary. This matchup could very well determine the outcome of the game. The key battle to watch will be Jamar Chase versus Patrick Surtain II, widely regarded as one of the NFL's top cornerbacks. Surtain has already proven he can handle elite receivers, and his previous encounter with Chase speaks volumes. In their last meeting, Surtain held Chase to just 1 reception for 3 yards, a rare quiet performance for the Bengals star. This time, however, the stakes are much higher, and Chase is having another phenomenal season. If Surtain can replicate his success and limit Chase's impact, it could force Cincinnati to rely on secondary options like Higgins, who is dealing with an injury but is still a dangerous threat. Denver's ability to contain Chase might be the deciding factor in this game. On the offensive side, Denver faces its own challenges. Quarterback Bo Nix will need to step up in what could be a high-pressure scenario. While the Bengals' defense has struggled this season, ranking in the bottom 10 in sacks with just 30, they still have standout players like Trey Hendrickson, who leads the team with 12.5 sacks. The Broncos' offensive line will need to keep Nix protected, allowing him time to exploit the Bengals' vulnerabilities. Denver's offense has shown flashes of potential but will need to deliver a consistent performance to keep pace with Cincinnati's potent attack. Adding to the complexity, Denver's running back situation is in flux. With Julio Mofin sidelined by a quad injury, rookie Audric Estime is expected to take on a larger role. Estime has shown promise, averaging 4.6 yards per carry this season, but this will be a significant test for the young back. Meanwhile, Javonte Williams continues to see limited action, with 6 consecutive games of fewer than 10 carries. The Broncos' rushing attack will need to find some balance to keep the Bengals' defense honest and open up opportunities in the passing game. Looking beyond Week 17, the playoff picture is equally intriguing and nerve-wracking. If Denver defeats Cincinnati, they'll secure their spot in the postseason and potentially set up a Week 18 matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs with less pressure. However, if the Broncos lose, their fate could hinge on the outcomes of other games. A loss would make Week 18 a must-win scenario, and with Kansas City potentially resting starters after clinching the top seed, the dynamics could shift dramatically. It's worth noting that if the Bengals win this weekend, they'll move closer to overtaking Denver in the standings, adding even more urgency to Saturday's game. Denver's defense, which has been a strength for much of the season, needs to bounce back after some shaky performances. They've allowed high scores in recent games, including a 30-point outing by the Cleveland Browns and another 30-point performance by the Los Angeles Chargers. To secure a win, the Broncos must tighten up their coverage and generate pressure on Joe Burrow. The defense has shown it can rise to the occasion, and with key players like Riley Moss returning, they'll need to be at their best. As for the playoff scenarios, the path is straightforward: win and you're in. A victory against Cincinnati would secure Denver's spot regardless of what happens elsewhere. But if they lose, they'll need to rely on other results, such as a Bengals loss to the Steelers in Week 18, to keep their hopes alive. It's a delicate balance of taking care of their own business while keeping an eye on the scoreboard. This Saturday's game is shaping up to be one of the most pivotal matchups of the Broncos season. With the playoffs within reach, the return of Riley Moss, and the marquee battle between Patrick Surtain II and Jamar Chase, there's no shortage of storylines. Broncos fans, what do you think? Can Denver rise to the occasion and take down the Bengals to punch their ticket to the playoffs? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. and make sure to tune in for what promises to be a thrilling game. And let's not overlook the fact that this game goes beyond just statistics and playoff implications. It's about the narrative of a team that's been through ups and downs all season long, now standing on the brink of something meaningful. This team has battled injuries, inconsistencies, and some tough losses, yet here they are, controlling their own destiny. The resilience shown by the Broncos speaks volumes about their character, and this Saturday will be their chance to prove they belong in the postseason conversation. The pressure is undoubtedly on Sean Payton and his coaching staff to get the game plan right. The defensive scheme will need to account for more than just Jamar Chase. While Patrick Surtain too is expected to shadow Chase throughout the game, players like T. Higgins and even running back Joe Mixon can't be ignored. Higgins may be banged up, but he's a capable receiver who can hurt Denver if given the chance. Mixon, on the other hand, provides the Bengals with a strong presence on the ground, and the Broncos' front seven will need to bring their A-game to contain him. One critical factor will be whether Denver's defensive coordinator, Vance Joseph, can adjust mid-game. If the Bengals find a way to free up Chase or exploit mismatches, Denver must adapt quickly. Joseph's decisions, particularly in high-pressure moments, could play a significant role in determining the outcome. Offensively, the spotlight will be on Bo Nix, who has the monumental task of keeping up with Joe Burrow. This isn't just about matching stats, but also about making the right plays at the right time. Burrow is known for his ability to deliver in clutch situations, and Nix will need to prove he can handle similar pressure. The Broncos can't afford turnovers or missed opportunities, especially in a game of this magnitude. The running game will also be under scrutiny. If Audric Estime is indeed given a larger role, he'll need to seize the moment. The Bengals' defense has shown vulnerabilities, particularly in stopping the run, and this could be an area where Denver can gain an edge. On the flip side, if Javonte Williams continues to be underutilized, questions about his role in the offense are likely to intensify. With the playoffs on the line, every decision will be magnified. Special teams could quietly become a game changer as well. Field position and reliable kicking will be crucial, especially if this turns into a closely contested battle. Denver's special teams unit has had its ups and downs, and this game will be no exception. Any mistakes in this phase of the game could prove costly. And let's not forget about the fans. Empower Field at Mile High has been electric this season, and while this game is on the road, the Broncos faithful have a way of making their presence felt. The players will undoubtedly feed off the energy and support of their fan base, even from a distance. This is a team that has inspired belief, and now they'll need to deliver when it matters most. To wrap it up, this is a defining moment for the Denver Broncos. It's more than just a Week 17 matchup. It's a test of their preparation, their adaptability, and their ability to perform under pressure. Can they rise above the challenges and punch their ticket to the playoffs? Will Riley Moss's return make the difference on defense? And can Patrick Surtain too once again lock down one of the league's best receivers? Broncos country, the stage is set, and the stakes couldn't be higher. We want to hear from you. What are your predictions for Saturday's showdown? Can the Broncos take care of business and secure their playoff spot, or will the Bengals spoil the party? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to join us for the watch party on Saturday. We'll be breaking down every play, every moment, and every crucial decision. Your support means everything, so hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for all the latest updates on your Denver Broncos. Let's ride, Broncos country!